Did they tell you that after 60 you have to cut your hair because it no longer suits you? Lies. Today I'm going to reveal the secret no one tells you about having long hair after 60 and why it can become your greatest symbol of elegance and personal power. But be careful. This isn't just about letting it grow. There's something you need to know before you try it. In this video, I'll show you step by step how to do it right, how to avoid the most common mistakes, and how to feel more beautiful, more free, and more yourself than ever. Stay until the end, because the most important thing isn't what others say. It's what you decide to see when you look in the mirror. Secret number 5. The rule. Who decided that after 60 you had to cut your hair? It wasn't you. It wasn't your reflection. It wasn't your heart. It was a voice out there. Distant, but constant. And without realizing it, many of us believed it. Let's go back in time. Decades ago, in the 50s and 60s, a respectable woman was expected to be discreet. A mature woman had to look practical, modest, proper. Beauty had to be functional. That's what the magazines said, the movies, even the TV commercials. Short hair, soft makeup, neutral clothes. Why? Because youth was associated with long, flowing, free hair. And maturity? With the opposite. Tied up, disciplined, contained. No one asked how your mane made you feel. No one asked if you loved seeing your hair dance in the wind, if you enjoyed brushing it at night, if it was your way of feeling like yourself. It was an imposed rule, and many of us followed it without question. But here you are, today, wiser, with more history, and with something you may not have had before, the freedom to decide for yourself. We no longer live in a time where we must fit into molds. Today, being 60, 70, or even 80 doesn't mean giving in to what's expected. It means choosing, standing in front of the mirror and saying, "This is what makes me feel beautiful. This represents me." Long hair has no age, it has intention. And as long as that intention comes from you, from your desire to look and feel good, then, Queen, you're younger than ever. Because what ages us isn't the length of our hair. It's resignation. And you were not born to resign. But if this rule was never ours, why do we keep obeying it without thinking? The answer might be deeper than you imagine. Let's move on. Are you enjoying these tips? Then don't miss my ebook, More Elegant Than Ever. It's a complete handbook to help you refresh your image. Link in the description. Don't forget to subscribe for more. Secret number 4. Does long hair age you? This is one of the most common questions. Does long hair make you look older? And the answer, Queen, is as clear as your reflection in still water. It depends. It depends on how you wear it, how you take care of it, how you feel with it. Imagine 2 women. Both are 65. Both have long hair. One wears it shapeless, uncared for, dull. Not because she doesn't love it, but because she stopped taking care of herself. The other wears it with soft waves, a side part that flatters her, layers that frame her face. It looks hydrated. It looks loved. Same age. Totally different result. It's not about the length. It's about the intention. Have you been told long hair accentuates wrinkles? Maybe. But what if I told you it can also soften your features, add movement, femininity, and sweetness? Sometimes a long, well-cared-for mane does more for your face than an expensive cream. And more importantly, have you ever felt alive when you let your hair down? Felt that energy flowing as you slowly brush it? That doesn't come from any trendy haircut. That comes from a woman who's learned to choose what makes her feel good. So next time you look in the mirror, don't ask, "Does this make me look younger?" Ask, "Does this make me feel more like myself?" That answer is the only filter you need. They say long hair makes you look older. But what no one told you is that there's something much more powerful than age, and it can change everything. Let's continue. Secret number 3. Emotional connection. Now we reach the heart of this topic, what truly matters. Because hair doesn't just frame your face, it surrounds your soul. Your hair has been with you through every stage of your life. In the youthful years when you wore it loose, without rules. During motherhood, when you may have tied it up out of necessity. On nights when you brushed it before bed, with tenderness and silence. Your mane holds memories. Maybe you remember your mother patiently brushing it, or yourself doing it for your daughters. There's something almost sacred in that routine. Many women who now have short hair didn't choose it. They felt obligated, because it was the right thing, because it was more practical, because someone told them to. But when they start growing it again, something happens. They reconnect with a part of themselves they had tucked away, like an old melody that starts playing again. A woman once told me, when I had long hair again, I felt like I came back to myself. Not the 30-year-old version of me, but the truest version, the one who doesn't need to explain herself. And that's what we want to reclaim today. Long hair is not a trend, it's a symbol, a choice that comes from the soul. And it doesn't matter if it's straight, curly, grey or moon white. If you feel like yourself, then it's worth more than any trend. Dear Queen, if your hair holds part of your story, why would you cut it? And if hair isn't just about looks, then what does it truly represent? Maybe the key lies in how it makes you feel, not in how it looks. And that leads us to the next step. Secret number 2, face shape and texture. Now let's get to the practical side, because yes, long hair after 60 can look fabulous, but there are tips that make it work better. And it's not about age, it's about harmony. Let's start with your face. Do you have a round face? Then soft layers that visually lengthen your face will be your best allies. A long face? Volume on the sides like soft waves or bangs can help balance it. A square face? Go for movement at the ends, nothing too straight or stiff. Oval face? You can get away with almost any style. The key is that your hair shouldn't weigh you down. It shouldn't fall flat. It should complement your features like a perfectly tailored fabric complements your shape. And about texture? Embrace it. Many women think that when their hair starts changing colour or thickness, it's no longer useful. That's false. If it's fine, use layers for volume. If it's thick, soften it with the right products. If it's curly, hydrate it and let it be free. And if it's white, how stunning. White doesn't mean aging, it means evolution. Today there are shampoos that enhance silver tones, add shine, and make it look like silk. The point isn't to have perfect hair, it's to have hair that represents you. Just like you don't need to be perfect to be loved, your hair doesn't need to be perfect to be beautiful. Knowing what suits you isn't a luxury, it's a right. But it's useless if you don't know how to care for it. And that's where many give up too soon. Secret number 1, how to maintain long hair after 60. This is the practical core of the video. Because yes, keeping long hair at 60 or beyond requires care. But it's not difficult. It's just about attention. Here are the keys. Hydration. Hair loses its natural oils over time, so first, get a good hydrating shampoo, sulfate-free. Complement it with a nourishing mask at least once a week. Argan oil, coconut oil, shea butter, they're treasures. Regular trims. Yes, even if you're growing it out. Split ends travel upward and weaken your hair. A trim every 6 to 8 weeks keeps it strong. Gentle brushing. Use natural bristle brushes. Always brush from ends to roots. No yanking. Hair at this stage doesn't need to be tamed, it needs to be loved. Avoid excessive heat, blow dryers, flat irons. Use them minimally, and always with heat protectant. Heat causes damage, and damaged hair loses its charm. Nutrition and supplements. Your hair feeds off your body. Omega-3 iron, proteins, all matter. And if your doctor approves, try supplements like biotin or collagen. Scalp massages. They boost circulation, encourage growth and relax you. Do it with your fingertips before bed. Embrace your natural color or care for it mindfully. If you choose to dye it, use gentle products. But if you go natural, own it. There's nothing more elegant than a woman proud of her silver. Make your hair care a self-love ritual. It's not vanity, it's dignity, it's connection with yourself. It's your way of saying, I'm still here, and I still choose myself. Having long hair after 60 isn't a whim. It's a statement, a declaration of self-love, of freedom, of history. Don't forget who you are. Don't forget what you deserve. And don't forget that you are still beautiful.
Have you noticed that your haircut might be making you look older than you really are? If you're over 50, this video is for you. Today, I'm going to show you the 5 most common mistakes many women make with short hair and how they might be aging your look without you even realizing it. Stick around until the end because the last mistake is the one most women make, and it could be taking away years of elegance from your style. Mistake number 5, styling it the same way, too stiff or too flat. One of the most common mistakes women make with short hair is always styling it the same way, stiff, flat, or with no variety. At first, short hair may seem easier to maintain, but that doesn't mean it doesn't require a bit of attention every day. If you always style it the same way without adding movement or texture, your cut will lose its freshness and vitality. It will start to look dull, lifeless, and wide open to aging your look. While short haircuts are more manageable, they still need care to maintain their shape and style. If you just let it fall without attention, it loses what makes it unique and begins to look outdated and repetitive. Sweet Queen! Short hair has one huge advantage. You can experiment with different styles. You don't have to stick to just one way of styling it. If you always wear it the same, your haircut will lack energy and personality. Look at the images and think about how you brush your hair, the direction you comb it in, and how you shape it. When you style it the same way every single day, your hair gets used to it and ends up looking dated and flat. And that's exactly what we're trying to avoid with a short haircut. The key is adding volume, texture, and a bit of movement, so your style stands out and makes you feel younger and more refreshed. Try experimenting with direction. If you have bangs, test out different styles. You can wear them to the side or forward, depending on what makes you feel more beautiful and comfortable. And if your hair is slightly longer, around jaw length or just below, play with waves, layers, and varied shapes. Even using products like mousse or a texturizing spray can make a big difference in how your haircut looks throughout the day. A little volume at the top or on the sides can breathe new life into your style. What makes short hair so special is how versatile it is. You don't have to settle for the same look every day. Just a few minutes of styling can completely transform your appearance. When you don't style your hair or always do the same thing, you miss the chance to refresh your look and show a vibrant, modern version of yourself. Don't be afraid to experiment and mix things up. Your short hair has more to offer than you think. If you thought this was the biggest mistake, wait until you see what's next. But before we continue, make sure to subscribe for more content that will help you elevate your elegance. Mistake number 4, thinking short hair doesn't need styling. It's common for many women to think that once they get a short haircut, they no longer need to style it or give it much attention because the cut already has its own defined shape. But that's a pretty big mistake. Even though short hair is easier to handle than long hair, that doesn't mean it doesn't need care. Believing you don't need to style it can cause your haircut to lose its shape, volume, and texture over time. Just like any haircut, short hair needs regular upkeep to stay lively and fresh. Without a daily touch of styling, it can end up looking flat, lifeless, and in the worst cases, messy. Sometimes, because short hair seems so manageable, we assume it doesn't need maintenance, and we fall into the trap of neglecting it. But in truth, short hair becomes much more dynamic, shiny, and voluminous when you give it shape and texture through styling. Even if you have a pixie or a bob, cuts that seem simple to maintain, if you don't give them shape and style them properly, you won't take full advantage of their versatility. For example, short hair can be much more attractive if you add a bit of volume at the top or style it in a way that highlights the layers. The secret is adding texture and movement. The goal is to give body and volume to your haircut so it stays youthful and modern, not like something you've forgotten about. No matter what type of shortcut you have, styling is what brings it to life and helps you maintain a fresh, polished, and vibrant appearance. When you give it the right shape, your cut will look renewed and your face will shine with more harmony. A well-kept short haircut is key to looking stunning and confident every day. Just a few minutes of styling every morning is all it takes to keep your short hair looking fabulous. Sometimes all your hair needs is a little shape and volume to stay looking fresh and neat. Try combing it in a new direction or even doing a different style without heat. You'll be surprised how much your look can change. Are you enjoying these tips? Then don't miss my ebook, More Elegant Than Ever. It's a complete handbook to help you refresh your image. Link in the description. Mistake number 3, not choosing a cut that suits your face shape. One of the biggest mistakes many women make with short hair is not considering their face shape when choosing a haircut. Every woman has a unique face, and the features of that face should absolutely be considered when deciding on a short style. What works well for one person might not suit another, especially when it comes to short hair. It's easy to be drawn in by trends or by what looks good on someone else, but the truth is, the most important thing is to choose a haircut that highlights your best features and harmonizes with the shape of your face. A common mistake is going for a shortcut without thinking about whether the chosen style complements your face. For example, if you have a round face, a very short and flat haircut could actually emphasize the roundness rather than softening it. Instead, a cut that falls below the jawline with more volume on top and some soft side layers can visually elongate your face and create a more balanced look. Similarly, if you have a square face, a straight, blunt cut without layers can make your angles look harsher. On the other hand, soft layers around the face can smooth those angles and give you a more harmonious appearance. Short hair can be very flattering if you choose the right style for your face shape. For example, if your face is long or oval, you're lucky. Most shortcuts will look great on you. Just keep in mind that cuts with more volume on the sides or ones that fall just above the jawline can help balance your proportions. And if your face is more angular, a cut that falls softly around your cheeks or jaw can help soften your lines and bring out your natural beauty. Not sure what your face shape is? A good way to figure it out is by comparing it to geometric shapes: round, square, oval, heart-shaped, etc. The idea isn't just to follow trends or go with what's currently in style, but to understand which haircut works best for your specific features. That's why it's essential to talk to a stylist before deciding on a shortcut. A professional can help guide you toward a style that enhances your natural beauty. Don't be afraid to ask questions, do research, or request recommendations. Remember, every face has its own unique proportions and characteristics that can be highlighted with the right haircut. If you choose a style that works with those features, your short haircut won't just make you look incredible, it will make you feel more confident and comfortable in your own skin. Use your short hair to bring out the one-of-a-kind beauty of your face. Many women don't even notice they're making this mistake, but the next one might be the hardest to fix. Mistake number 2, waiting too long and losing the shape of the cut. A very common mistake women make with short hair is waiting too long between trims, which causes the original style to lose its shape. Even though short hair is easier to handle, that doesn't mean you can forget about it after you leave the salon. Short haircuts need regular maintenance to stay fresh and well-defined. Over time, if you don't trim your hair often enough, the layers fall apart, the cut loses volume, and the style no longer has that flattering shape it once had. If you wait too long between trims, you might end up with a messy, unstructured look that doesn't highlight your features in a harmonious way. Short hair will always lose its shape as it grows out. It doesn't matter how perfect the cut was at first. As the weeks go by, your hair gains weight, the layers start to fade, and the style begins to look less polished and more neglected. You'll start seeing random tufts pointing in every direction. To keep your shortcut looking great, you need to follow a regular haircut schedule. Otherwise, what was once a fresh and youthful style can quickly turn into something dull, shapeless, and unflattering. Depending on the haircut you choose, short hair usually needs maintenance every 4 to 6 weeks. That doesn't mean you need to live at the salon, but don't wait too long between appointments, or you'll lose the shape and volume that made your cut so pretty in the first place. It's tempting to put it off for later, but wouldn't you rather have beautiful hair than neglected hair? This kind of mistake is easy to avoid with just a little planning. If you commit to regular trims, you'll always look fresh and put together. Maintaining the shape of your short haircut helps you look younger and feel more confident. No more worrying about whether your cut looks messy or out of place. A well-maintained cut reflects a lifestyle of self-care, and that will always show in your image. So don't underestimate the power of those little touch-ups. Your short haircut can look just as amazing as it did on day one, as long as you take care of it regularly. But if you thought the worst was behind us, the last mistake might just leave you speechless. Mistake number 1. A cut that's too masculine and lacks definition. The worst mistake, especially among women who are looking for something simple and practical, is choosing a short haircut that ends up looking too masculine and undefined. As we get older, it's common to feel tempted to simplify our routines and go for a haircut that's easy to manage. However, the risk of picking a cut that's too masculine, like an overly short pixie without layers, is that it can strip away the softness and femininity we often want to highlight with a short hairstyle. A cut with no shape or volume loses all the charm and freshness that feminine details bring. When you choose a short haircut without considering your facial features, you might end up with a look that simply doesn't flatter you. Cuts that lack structure or definition, like a very short pixie with no volume or movement, don't highlight your features in a balanced way. Instead, they often create a severe look that feels rigid and less feminine. Once you hit 50, people often say, "It's time to cut your hair." But that's not true. Cut it because you want to change, not because someone else says so. The key is balance. Opt for medium-length cuts, ones that fall below the jaw or around shoulder length, so you don't lose your femininity or the essence of your personal style. To avoid this mistake, the best option is to go for styles that have movement, texture, and volume. Cuts with soft layers or a bob with some shape and fullness on the sides are much more flattering and fresh. These types of styles are not only practical, but they also highlight the feminine features of your face, giving you a softer, more harmonious image. Often, when we want something easy, we end up choosing a haircut we don't really love, just because of what others say. But the truth is, you are the one who will wear the haircut, and you are the one who needs to love it. A short haircut can be just as low maintenance as a longer one, as long as it has the right shape. It's important that your haircut includes some layers or volume in key areas, so it doesn't end up looking flat or lifeless. A well-done haircut, even a short one, can absolutely enhance your unique beauty without requiring a lot of daily effort. Don't be afraid to choose a style with texture, volume, and structure. What truly matters is that you find a cut that makes you feel comfortable, empowered, and above all, that brings out the queen in you. What if I told you that all you need is a pair of scissors and 10 minutes to look 10 years younger? No surgery, no makeup, and without changing who you are. Today, I'm going to show you the 3 haircuts that are revolutionizing how women over 60 see themselves in the mirror and feel like they're shining again. The last one is so transformational that some women don't even recognize themselves because of how amazing they look. Stay with me, because at the end, I'll tell you which of these cuts might be the perfect one for you. Cut number 3, messy layered bob. After 60, hair changes. It loses volume, becomes finer, drier, and sometimes it just doesn't fall the way it used to. But that doesn't mean you've lost your style or your beauty. Quite the opposite. This first cut is designed precisely to embrace those changes with elegance. It's versatile, flattering, and can bring back that natural movement that makes your face look softer, more alive, and you more radiant. The layered bob is one of those timeless cuts that never goes out of style. But when it comes to a woman with elegance, history, and wisdom, the bob takes on a whole new dimension. This cut is perfect for you, Queen, if you're looking for a style that highlights your face, softens your features, and most of all, brings back volume and movement to hair that's changed over time. As we mature, it's completely normal for hair to lose thickness and body. It doesn't fall the same way, it doesn't look as full, and it often feels flat or lifeless. The layered bob is made exactly for that, to bring a youthful, fresh, and glowing vibe back to your face. An important thing about this cut is that it comes in two main styles. It can be very short, just behind the ears, or more mid-length, brushing the shoulders. Visualize it as a line falling between the chin and the shoulders, with soft layers that add texture and movement to the hair. It's not a stiff haircut, quite the opposite. It's natural, elegant, easy to maintain, and very versatile. If you're rocking gray hair, the layers will reflect the light in a special way, giving it a silvery shine that looks intentional, like part of a very well thought out style. And if you decide to add some soft highlights, those little touches of light around the face can bring a beautiful warmth without needing to cover your natural color. A woman who tries this cut for the first time is usually amazed. Something curious happens. When they look in the mirror, many say, "I still see myself," but brighter, softer, more me. Because that's what a well-done bob does. It doesn't turn you into someone else. It brings you back to yourself, to that version of you that you'd forgotten. If you have fine or thin hair, the layers create the illusion of thickness. And if your hair is straight and tends to stick to the scalp, ask your stylist to slightly stack the layers at the back. This creates a subtle lift at the crown, just enough to enhance your profile without having to tease it or rely on forced styling. The wonderful thing about the messy layered bob is that it suits so many face shapes. For a square face, it softens the angles. For a round face, it adds definition. And for an oval or heart-shaped face, it simply highlights your natural harmony. It's no coincidence this haircut has stood the test of time. It works. It's not just beautiful, it's strategic. It's the haircut of a woman who doesn't need to shout to be seen because her presence speaks for itself. And it's very easy to care for. You can style it with a round blow-dryer brush or a flat iron if you want a more polished finish. A bit of root mousse or a volumizing spray can help lift the layers if you're going for more body. And the best part, you don't need to live at the salon. A trim every 6 to 8 weeks is enough to keep its shape and structure. If you prefer a more polished finish, you can always use a curling wand. Spend about 5 minutes on it and you'll see the difference. Every 6 to 8 weeks, go to the salon to trim the ends and keep the shape looking fresh. A special trick to enhance the natural shine of gray or white hair is to use a light serum just on the ends. It also fights frizz and keeps the layers flowing beautifully. The most important thing is to keep the layered structure alive and defined. This doesn't require elaborate styling or complicated tools. Ideally, use a lightweight shampoo that doesn't weigh your hair down, and a conditioner that adds volume or hydration depending on your hair type. Many women say this cut makes them feel lighter, not just physically, but emotionally too. It's light, fresh, and always makes you look put together. A woman with a layered bob walks into a room and you notice, not because she's loud, but because of the calm elegance in how she wears her hair. Because sometimes less is more, and subtle elegance is what truly lasts. Are you enjoying these tips? Then don't miss my ebook, More Elegant Than Ever. It's a complete handbook to help you refresh your image. Link in the description. Cut number 2. Modern pixie. The modern pixie is a statement. It's not just a haircut. It's a way of telling the world, I'm here, confident in myself, comfortable with who I am, and I don't need to hide. It's a cut for the woman who no longer asks for permission to take up space. For you, queen, who knows your worth and doesn't need to prove it by shouting, but by simply being present. This cut is bold, yes, but also delicate, feminine, sophisticated, and incredibly powerful. And the most fascinating part? It instantly rejuvenates you. Literally. The structure of the modern pixie leaves several centimeters of hair and creates a visual lifting effect on the face, thanks to its bangs that sometimes sweep to the side across the forehead. By keeping the sides shorter and adding volume at the crown, your face looks more sculpted, more lifted. This little optical trick works wonders. We know gravity isn't quite our friend after 60, but the pixie challenges it, gracefully. It also highlights your most expressive features, the eyes, the cheekbones, the smile. And that's exactly what we want to show, right? What's beautiful, alive, vibrant. We don't want to hide, we want to be seen. One important thing about this cut is that sometimes the bangs can be very short. That's why I recommend leaving them a bit longer for a more feminine look. This cut isn't rigid or uniform, it's flexible. It adapts to you. You can wear it with longer layers on top for a softer, more romantic vibe, or go for a more textured and tousled look for something youthful and energetic. But if you prefer something more polished, you can sweep it to the side with a touch of gel or light pomade, letting the longer bangs fall gracefully and soften your forehead. The options are endless, and that's what makes it unique. Because no two pixies are alike, just like no two women are alike. And if you have gray hair, this cut enhances it like no other. Because it's short, the gray or white tones appear more defined, shinier, more intentional. It doesn't look like neglect, it looks like style. At home, you can style it in under 3 minutes. You just need a light styling cream or soft pomade. If you wear it with volume at the top, apply the product with your fingers, comb upward and to the side, and let it air dry or use a blow dryer. If you're using a blow dryer, just a few seconds with the narrow nozzle will do. To keep the texture looking great and avoid a flat look, avoid heavy or greasy products. And if you've got gray hair, a purple shampoo once a week will keep that white or silver tone bright and luminous. The pixie saves you time, yes, but that doesn't mean neglect. It means choice, and that shows. Queen, the modern pixie needs a trim every 4 to 5 weeks. Since it's a short, structured style, it quickly loses its shape as your hair grows, especially at the nape and sides. If you wait too long, the cut starts to look messy or loses that silhouette that makes it so flattering. Keeping up with those monthly trims ensures the cut continues to highlight your features, always looks fresh, and, most importantly, makes you feel good every time you look in the mirror. Plus, those little touch-ups are quick and don't require a major change, just a slight trim to refresh the shape. If you prefer a messier pixie or one with longer texture on top, you can space out the trims a bit more, but ideally, don't go past 5 weeks. A woman who wears a modern pixie often gets unexpected compliments. You look radiant. Did you do something different? There's something about you, and that something is confidence. Because this cut doesn't disguise you as someone else. It reveals who you truly are, and that's what really draws people in. This cut is freedom, and not just the freedom of having nothing falling in your face. We're talking about the freedom to feel light, secure, comfortable, not needing to hide behind anything. Looking in the mirror and seeing a woman who, beyond her age, feels more alive than ever. And if you haven't fallen in love with a cut yet, don't go anywhere. The last one has a detail so simple and powerful, it completely changes the way you look and feel. But before we continue, make sure to subscribe for more content that will help you elevate your elegance. Cut number 1. Curtain bangs. This is the subtlest change, but also the most transformative. Curtain bangs are that magical detail that softens the face, rejuvenates your expression, and makes your entire look feel fresher without needing a major transformation. Sometimes, we don't want to cut all our hair or change the color, but we feel like we need something. Something that brings back a bit of light, of movement, of charm. And that something can be well thought out bangs. Curtain bangs don't cover your face or make it look harsh. They're light, gently parted in the center or slightly to one side, with elongated ends that blend seamlessly with the rest of your hair. They frame your face sweetly and let your eyes shine through clearly. They soften forehead lines, smooth out facial contours, and instantly create a fresh effect, as if you slept better, as if you were glowing more. And the best part? They grow out gracefully. If one day you decide to let them grow, you won't need to hide them. They easily turn into front layers that still work beautifully with your haircut. An important thing about curtain bangs is that you can wear them in 3 key styles. The first is with shorter, fuller bangs. The second, with straighter ends and less volume. And the third, with longer strands and butterfly-style layers to soften the face and add movement. With curtain bangs, the key is in the details. This type of fringe is very forgiving. It grows out beautifully and doesn't need constant trimming, but it's still good to cut it every 5 to 7 weeks to keep its shape. To style it, the easiest method is using a blow dryer with a small round brush. Roll the bangs from the root and release them to the sides. If your hair has a natural wave or texture, many times you won't even need heat. Just shape them with your fingers and a bit of texturizing spray. Avoid applying oils or heavy products in this area, since it can get greasy easily. The best products for this cut are aerosols. And if one day you don't feel like wearing your bangs, you can clip them back or blend them into your layers. That's the magic of curtain bangs. They're there when you want them and invisible when you don't. These bangs are ideal for pairing with medium or long hair. Many women think that after 60, bangs are no longer an option. And they're wrong, because this type of fringe isn't childish or dramatic. It's refined, modern, and sophisticated. It also adapts to your face shape. If your face is round, it elongates. If it's square, it softens. And if it's oval, it simply enhances what's already beautiful. If you have fine hair, these bangs give it body and dimension. And if you're transitioning to gray, even better, because curtain bangs make the grays in the front look intentional, luminous, like part of a very elegant design. You don't need lots of products or complicated techniques, just a well-used pair of scissors and a stylist who knows how to interpret your essence. You can wear them loose with a little volume, or even clip them back on hot days. They're practical, versatile, and above all, very flattering. The beauty of curtain bangs is that they don't call attention to themselves, but to the transformation they create. No one will say, "Nice bangs." They'll say, "Did you do something different?" You look radiant. Because sometimes all it takes is a little touch, a sign of care, a small change that reflects the elegant, confident, and vibrant woman you are.
Do you look in the mirror and feel like your hair no longer reflects the confident and elegant woman you are? It's time for a change. After 50, it's common for our hair to become thinner and more unruly, but that doesn't mean we have to settle for a boring look. Today, I'm going to prove to you that 50 is the new 30. That's right. I will show you the 6 haircuts that are making waves among the most elegant women. And stay until the end, because haircut number 1 is not only elegant, but it will also take years off your appearance. Number 6, the bangs cut. Let's start with something subtle, not too drastic, bangs. Now, some love them, some hate them, but the secret is to avoid that straight teenage-style fringe. Instead, we'll take advantage of modern soft bangs that are trending, those that fall like a curtain on both sides of your face. What makes this type of bang special is that it's not a heavy, blunt cut. Rather, it falls softly, naturally framing the face. It's like having a personalized frame for your beautiful smile. And did you know that it can be adapted to any face shape? You just need to find the right angle. Have you seen how fabulous Jane Fonda looks? Her soft, feathered bangs are the perfect example of what we can achieve. This style has the magic of softening expression lines on the forehead and around the eyes, like a little Botox, but without expensive treatments. When you go to the salon, specifically ask for soft, feathered bangs. We don't want anything too heavy or too straight that hardens our features. What we're looking for is something subtle and airy that falls gracefully and can be styled to the side if desired. The key is in the natural look. It should seem as if it has always been there. Number 5, the straight bob. Do you know that haircut that makes everyone turn their heads when you walk into a room? That's the straight bob. Helen Mirren has worn it masterfully, proving that you can be elegant and modern at any age. This cut is especially magical for us because it creates the illusion of more volume, something we all appreciate when our hair becomes thinner. If you have a long neck, you can let the bob reach just to your collarbone. But if your neck is shorter, the ideal cut ends right where your jawline meets your neck. And why? Because this length balances facial proportions and is also super easy to maintain. Best of all, this is a cut that practically styles itself. With a good blow-dry and the right products, you can achieve a magazine-worthy look in minutes. And if you're in a hurry, just a little styling cream and voila, instant elegance. Now for my wavy-haired queens. Don't be afraid. The straight bob can be yours too. You just need to communicate with your stylist so they consider the natural shrinkage of your curls when cutting. And of course, give your waves some love to keep them beautifully defined. Number 4, the pixie cut. Now we arrive at one of my favorite cuts, the one many fear, but that could be your best decision, the pixie. And although it's a bold cut, this style is simply fabulous. If you need some inspiration, think of the legendary Meryl Streep in The Devil Wears Prada. That silver pixie was pure power and elegance. Miranda Priestley showed us that a well-executed pixie is not just a haircut. It's a statement of authority and sophistication. Remember how her character dominated every scene just by walking into the room? A huge part of that impact came from her perfect silver pixie, framing her face like a royal crown. It's the perfect example of how a haircut can communicate confidence, power, and elegance without saying a single word. And she's not alone in this exclusive club of legendary pixies. Jamie Lee Curtis also shows us how this cut can be the ultimate symbol of modern sophistication. It's the kind of style that makes you stand out effortlessly, but in the most elegant way possible. Besides, this cut is perfect for those who are tired of spending hours in front of the mirror. Let's be honest, there comes a time in our lives when we want fewer complications and more style. The pixie cut is exactly that. It's that haircut that lets you shower in the morning and be ready in minutes, but still makes you look like you just stepped out of a salon. And the benefits? Endless. Say goodbye to long blow-drying sessions. Your face becomes the star, highlighting your best features. Have you noticed how women with pixie cuts always seem to radiate confidence? That's no coincidence. It's because of the pixie. Now, what makes the modern pixie special is its versatility on top. You need to have enough length at the crown to play with texture, while the sides can go from very short to mid-length, always with a soft fade. Nothing too harsh, Queen. And following our first tip, the pixie pairs perfectly with good bangs. If you want to channel your inner Miranda Priestley, go for a long side-swept fringe to soften your features and keep that elegant aura. Number 3, short shaggy. The short shaggy is like the rebellious sibling of the traditional bob, but with way more attitude. This cut combines the practicality of short hair with the movement and texture we all love. It's like having the best of both worlds. Easy to maintain, yet long enough to play around with different styles. The secret to the perfect shaggy cut is in the layers. Think of them as a cascading waterfall, starting shorter at the top to create that much-needed volume, then gradually softening toward the ends. The mid-length layers are the real stars here, adding that effortless movement that keeps this cut looking fresh and modern. When it comes to styling your shaggy, less is more. A little mousse at the roots for volume, maybe a touch of light wax at the ends for definition, and you're good to go. Don't stress if some layers fly away. That's exactly the charm of the shaggy cut. It's all about that perfectly imperfect look. Plus, for those transitioning to natural grey hair, the shaggy cut is absolutely stunning. The different layers create a light and shadow effect that makes multitonal hair look chic and sophisticated. Number 2, medium-length layers. This is the iconic cut Julia Roberts has worn with such grace and for good reason. A medium-length layered cut is like the little black dress of hairstyles. It always works, it never goes out of style, and it always makes you look amazing. Why is it so effective? Because long layers create movement without sacrificing length, striking the perfect balance between youthful and sophisticated. It's ideal for those who want to keep some length but need more volume and dimension. The key is to have invisible layers, so subtle they're barely noticeable, yet they create that natural flow that instantly refreshes your look. Strategically placed layers soften your features and naturally frame your face. And the best part? It works on all hair types, whether straight, wavy, or curly. Now for my queens with fine hair, I have fantastic news. This cut is your best friend. The well-placed layers create the illusion of volume, making your hair look twice as thick. And if your hair is thick, the layers help control it while keeping that gorgeous natural volume. Number 1, frame cut, the face framing, cut. And now, queens, we've arrived at Hollywood's best-kept secret, the frame cut. This hairstyle is making waves among mature women because it has the power to turn back time and turn heads. This cut is perfect for those looking for a style that blends the best of a bob, a medium-length cut, and layered hair. The front layers elegantly frame the face, while the longer length in the back keeps the look polished and sophisticated. What makes the frame cut so special is its ability to adapt to any face shape. The front layers can be longer or shorter, depending on your features, creating a customized effect that enhances your natural beauty. But it always starts with shorter pieces near the cheeks. Think of them as the stars of your look that gradually blend into longer layers in the back. It's like having a curtain effect that opens to reveal your best angles. Final tips for queens. Remember, queen, whichever cut you choose, regular maintenance is key. Schedule your salon visits every 6 to 8 weeks to keep the shape fresh. Invest in quality haircare products, especially those designed for volume and shine. And most importantly, choose the cut that makes you feel the most confident and comfortable. It's not just about following trends, it's about finding the style that best reflects who you are. If you've made it this far, drop a comment saying, "I look fabulous, so I know you're part of this amazing community of women who shine with their own light." And if you have any questions, I'd love to answer them in our next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a video from our queen community, because you deserve to look like a queen.